All right, y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Me personally, I ain't a clubbing guy. I'm more of a group gathering type of person, you know, the anime binge night or go out and do whatever with the homies and a couple girls we bring along, if any at all. I'll still go to them, that's no problem, but I just personally think all forms of clubs are freaking boring. I used to hear the rappers all the time. I be in the club, this, I be popping bundles, that, thinking I would have the time of my life until I went to my first club and my expectations were shot to the ground. It was one of those, hey girl, let me buy you a drink, come to my booth type of clubs. No sir, that ain't for me. If there ain't no dancing from the time I walk in, you can go ahead and find me posted up in the corner somewhere with my little margarita waiting for the rumbling to happen. I need to see excessive ratchetness and somebody breaking a leg and an ankle on the dance floor. Who finna start it? Not me. No sir. I realized after my 7th time going to a club that house parties put clubs to shame way later. So I stopped going for a while until last year in 2022 when I took a trip to Atlanta to be on Holla's podcast. Now, this club experience was slightly different, so let me tell y'all how it went. Okay, so that week I took my older brother and my 2 homeboys, Arius the Aquarius and Amaris LSK, with me along for the trip because I wanted my brother and Arius to get some exposure. Amaris just wanted to come along. I didn't need the exposure because, duh, I'm Devonte The One. I'm already a big creator. I've already built my empire by myself after 14 years of doing YouTube, so I planned this trip only for them. So me, my brother, and Arius get to the hotel. I FaceTime Holla. Mind you, me and Holla already knew each other. We just didn't meet in person until this trip. He ain't know the others though. So we chopping it up. I'm telling him this my 2nd time in Atlanta, and I ain't really explored a place like that before, which is what we were gonna do after the podcast. So then he offers to be our tour guide around the city after the podcast episode was done, which was great because Holla knows his way around town and he's got connections throughout the city, so why not? And the first place he brought up showing us was the strip clubs. Now before this day, I ain't never been to a strip club in my life. I only been to normal clubs, block parties, and house parties. Plus, I always thought strip clubs was a waste of time, especially if you broke. So I avoided them like fat people avoid a diet. Kinda hesitant at first, but seeing as I never experienced it before, neither did my homies, I decided, you know what? Vámonos amigos. Crazy part is we actually hung out with Holla and his homies for the entire 3-day trip after the podcast. Bro, I don't care what nobody say. Holla was a S-tier tour guide. If he was our Uber, I'd give him 10 stars. Bro took us to so many places, but I'ma only tell y'all about one because whatever happens in ATL stays in ATL.
This nigga forgot to lotion his ankle, so he's using lip balm.
Listen, it happens to the best of us.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. No, these hoes don't really like ashy ankles.
Yeah, don't like ashy niggas, you know what I mean?
I mean, my ankle's ashy too.
Hell, I even left him $100 in the back seat without asking as a thanks for driving us around those 3 days because I knew how much gas that probably costed him. So I get off FaceTime with Holla. Me, my brother, and Arius took an Uber to Lenox Mall to meet up with Amaris. We stayed there for a couple hours. Then Amaris drove us to Holla's place, which he wasn't even there when we got there, so we had to wait outside for like 30 minutes because he was at the movies. We do the podcast, and after Amaris had to leave, so it was just the 3 of us with Holla. Holla drives us to this strip club. I don't remember the name, but it's somewhere in the city. Holla's 9 times out of 10 reacting to this right now, so he probably remembers. So we walk in, right? First thing I see that I ain't never seen at a regular club in my life. Bucket, naked, scruples, everywhere. I'm talking about nothing covered up, bruh. No drawers to cover up the vernacular region. No bra to cover up the Nipolation mountains. I mean, nothing. And bruh, 99% of them were like all over 6'3". Bruh, I am 5'5", but I ain't care cause I like my women tall too. Y'all are not excluded. All this tall and sexy walking around, I was loving it. I told y'all many times in the past for all my OG supporters, I don't climb trees, I chop them down, you feel me? Anywho, I made a fool of myself by adapting to the environment without asking questions. I saw people going to the counter, getting money, spending their entire stack of bread on a fantasy, throwing stacks of cash on the boudet, which is what I thought we were supposed to do. So my pea-brain decided to mimic exactly what those same idiots were doing. My brother did too. So we go to the counter, I gave the man $200, told him to break it into all ones. I give my brother the other 100, I turn around and I kid you not, 2 6'3" bucket naked scruples was in front of us, ready to shake that ass. Yeah, I knew they was only there for the bread, but I ain't give a freak at the time because my little buddy down there was happy, and its happiness was my only concern. I was a little bit nervous, but I ended up going through with it anyway. So these two sexy Amazonians took us to the most spacious spot in front of everybody and gave us the dances of our lives right next to each other. He had an Amazon on his power pole, I had one on me. I'm throwing stacks of ones on the boo-day. He throwing stacks of ones on the boo-day. Then out of nowhere, on Kami, my brother's scripper and my scripper switched guys. I got his girl, he got mine. When his girl got to me, she started going even crazier on me than she did on my brother. Earned every penny. I was still nervous though, cause everybody was watching, but I had a great time. I'm on cloud nine. My little buddy downstairs jumping out the gym. I'm still under the impression that I'm initiating proper strip club etiquette. So after the first dance, I decided to get more money to look for more fantasies. However, us being noob strip clubbers, my brother and I made one primal mistake that every noob makes while experiencing this, which was probably why people looked at us so funny. I'm at the counter getting 300. Holla walks up to me. He talking about, yo, y'all did it wrong. I'm like, what you mean? I ain't see nothing wrong with bumping and grinding. He's like, when you're getting a dance, you're only supposed to throw $1 every like 1 to 3 minutes, which blew my mind because we threw stacks of ones every 10 seconds. So not only did the dances last way shorter than they should have, the scruples got way more money for less work. So you telling me I could have been in the land of ooh for an hour instead of 5 minutes? Yes. So upon hearing this valuable information, I took it upon myself to make sure the next lap dance was better than the last and in the correct etiquette to get my money's worth. My brother was on his own. I go back to the counter to get 300 more. I turn around and instantly this girl named Sugar walks up to me. Bruh, Sugar was so fine. She was like a 9.5. She was 2 inches shorter than me, slim thick, and I kid you not, the most beautiful girl up in there. I remember her the most because she ain't even start dancing off rip. She started conversation with me first, which was smart because good scribble tactic 101. With the little time y'all got, bond with the client. Works every time for him. Not only was she fine as hell, but this girl was multi-talented. First of all, she threw it back better than both of the stallions combined while conversing with me at the same time. Shorty had a full-blown conversation with both parts of me. Worked for every dollar. Did her thug dizzle. And I think she was kind of lost in the sauce because, bro, when I ran out of money, she kept going for another 5 minutes. I ain't have a single dollar on me and Shorty threw it back like a Cadillac. Did moves I ain't even know existed. I felt like 50 Cent in the candy store because Sugar really left me with a sweet tooth. I never thought I could have the time of my life while clothed. However, despite the S-tier dances, never wasting my money at a strip club ever again. Such a waste of time. All right, y'all, so Attack on Titan. Woo, yeah. A bunch of people that can turn themselves into giant humans with no genitalia. Yeah, just what the doctor ordered. So I highly recommend y'all watch Attack on Titan if you haven't already. And yes, there's gonna be spoilers. So before y'all little chesticles start hurting and y'all start thinking about crucifying me, the door's over there. I don't want y'all non-manga readers and people that haven't caught up to be spoiled and start spazzing out like,
don't tell me to breathe. I can't be, yo, bring me a shot.
It's happened before. I'm not finna sit here and give y'all like a full review on the entire series, but listen, we gotta talk about the most wanted man on the planet, Eren Yeager. You know, it was oddly satisfying seeing Eren go from a determined boy wonder to, you know, a genocidal Chad. He done blocked his best friend, embarrassed his childhood homegirl. Oh my gosh, he violated her. Like he destroyed her entire ego. Manipulated a toddler, started a cult. Bro, the nigga even caused mass genocide. When Eren turned into an empty shell of a human being, shoot, I wasn't shocked. It all started when he kissed the snow bunny's hand. Nigga kissed that hand and whatever he saw made him be like, I'm not supposed to be here. Are we living in a dream? Are we living in a dream? Breaking news, Illuminati's ghostwriter is actually Eren. Can we all agree that Eren is basically the Madara of Attack on Titan? Because you know, Madara was a good guy at first, but then he went rogue, just like my boy Eren. Now, just like Madara, Eren had people pull up on him. The racists. Marley. I'm gonna be covering some specific parts from episode 76 to 78. I gotta get this off my chest. I don't know any other way to do it. I'm gonna show y'all exactly why Eren has the most willpower out of anybody in AOT. The first part I want to talk about is how they tried to hold my boy Eren. So my mans was put in a sticky situation. Marley, all over the place. Niggas with guns. You got freaking Titans all over the place. Man's going crazy. Like, yo, what is this, a drug raid? They really out here playing Warzone right now. He did not expect Marley to bring out their entire military for a sneak attack. He's like, oh, so this is what it's come to. Oh, hell nah. These niggas must not know who I am. I'm Big Eren, nigga. I ain't finna get him next time because I'm finna team wipe these niggas. He pops the UAV and goes tight. This little girl, Gabby's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. Peek's like, no, not today. Whoa, did she just get her arm cut off? Oh, okay, never mind. She's just turning it into a Titan. I still haven't forgave you for what you did, Gabby. It's gonna take me a minute, but you know what you did. You're not off the hook. You better not ever eat a potato in your life. You hear me, little girl? I will get my little sister to beat your ass. Armin wannabe is like, yo, Eren, they gon' toss your salad. Stop it now. This nigga Eren walked off like, man, I got this. Big Jaeger don't hide. Big boy Reiner up in the fleet looking down at Eren like,
I want that booty, Tom. You can't have my booty. Oh, yeah, I can. The booty is mine. It belongs to me. You cannot take my booty. The booty is mine. It belongs to me. You cannot take my booty.
man, they get to scrapping. Reiner was like, let me show you the myth. Marley's whole plan was to Jujutsu Kaisen this man Eren into submission. Like, they didn't come to talk, they came for blood. And they really thought this mission was gonna be so fuego. Like, it was gonna go by so smooth. Like, they really thought Eren wasn't with the shits. I got news for you. Eren ain't gonna let y'all cut his grass. Like, they really thought they was gonna pull up to Eren's house and do his taxes. Porco, the Jaw Titan, comes out of the cut. He's like, oh, I'm gonna make you pay. Eren's like, huh, I already saw you coming a mile away. I really do this. So that move fails. Reiner grabs Eren and he gets him ready for the Porco finish. Eren's like, man, get off me. I'm Big Jaeger. Then lo and behold, Eren gets sniped from across the map. By who, you may ask? Pig. First of all, who the gave the kid from Monster House Titan powers? No wonder they gave you the cart Titan. You always bending over. Oh, you ain't safe either, Porco. You over there looking like the second kid. Niggas really didn't survive the Monster House and got isekai in the AOT. Come on, bruh. Y'all ain't P. I ain't gonna lie. The cart Titan had him for a second. Eren is currently immobile, but just cause he's immobile does not mean he ain't still with the shits. They think they got the upper hand on Eren, so Marley start turning up. I'm talking about the cart Titan starts loading the next clip. The Jaegerists start getting their doonies beat down by the soldiers. The Jaw Titan and the Armor Titan start trying to break out of their hold.
Man, shit ain't got serious.
Porco and Reiner finally get free of their holds and they try to use this opportunity to finish the job. And once again, another reason why Eren has the most willpower out of anybody in AOT. Yo, this nigga Eren took his entire hand and was about to rip this nigga Reiner's face off until
Jesus Christ.
Harambe came back from the dead. I mean, Zeke pulled up. Zeke's like, I know I'm late, but you did good, little bro. It's time for me to help out now. Zeke start getting active. He like, man, blimps, huh? What's the mix? Everybody that's seen the show or read the manga knows his special technique. Like, don't monkeys throw poop? This nigga throwing rocks. Man's really throwing hardened turds. Golly, bruh. You see how far this nigga throwing it? Tom Brady ass arms, The Rock ass arms, Hulk ass arms, John Cena ass arms, Brock Lesnar ass arms, Thor ass arms, Broly ass arms, Merge Zamasu ass arm, Cam Newton ass arms. Zeke in this situation is basically the cleanup crew. He's making it easier for Eren to get the job done. And what is the job that needs to be done? The two brothers have to make contact with each other so Eren can use his powers. Moving us into the second part I want to talk about. Gabby. After Marley starts turning up again, tricks the Jaegerist, Porco gets clapped by Zeke. Gabby getting confessed to by Falco. Zeke gets a portion of his neck blown off. Eren cripple walking. The cart Titan running out of ammo. Reiner pinning down Eren. Zeke surviving a literal shot to his neck. Zeke also summoning every single Titan in the area. Her seeing her secret lover turned into a Titan. Eren tricks Reiner.
Gotcha, bitch.
And takes the fuck off. Bro, what happens next really grinded my gears as this man Aaron is running. I'm talking about he using the lemon pepper stepper 11s. If you're not a manga reader, then you would probably be shocked when this happened.
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Bruh, come on. First of all, who the f gave this fetus a sniper rifle? Make it make sense. This actually for real might be Warzone, because that gun was probably laying on the floor somewhere. Second of all, how the hell she get aimbot? Nigga, there is no way. Number one, her arm shouldn't be blown off right now. Number two, there is no way she don't have plot armor. She's not that accurate. Stop it. Like, let's be real here. The chances of her actually making that shot in real life is the same chance as me getting launched up into the atmosphere, through the heavens, high-fiving God, coming back down to earth and surviving. This nigga Zeke was like, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Like, bro, come on. Like, out of all those people on the battlefield, she was the only one that was accurate enough to shoot this nigga? Like, what? Make it make sense, mama. Make it make sense. But you know what? Luckily, he survived. I guess we just gonna have to see what happens next. I already know what happens next.
Bitch, shut up. Ain't nobody asked you shit.
So, yeah, that was episode 76 through 78. Not the whole thing, but it was portions that I was like really skeptical about. I just had to get that off my chest. All right, y'all, I'm finna go smack down on some ramen. I'll see y'all next week. Tokyo Revengers. Bro, this entire anime literally radiates Black Air Force energy. Like, there is no way you wouldn't want to go pick up a pair of Black Forces yourself after watching this. Shoot, I did.
Footlocker, how may I help you?
Yeah, y'all got any Black Air Forces in stock?
We've been sold out for 6 weeks, sir.
Bro, I thought Guts from Berserk did Black Air Force activity, but these middle schoolers took the crown. Yes, nigga, these middle schoolers are a different breed. When I was in middle school, I was doing regular stuff teenagers do after school, like playing the PS2 and making sure a tissue caught a nut.
Emotional damage.
But these little niggas are in gangs and they play catch these hands. Shoot, with the way they love to fight, they must have a little sand blood in them. Like, who the frick taught these niggas? Goku? And what shocked me the most was the fact that almost all of them look twice their age. Like,
why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What?
Some ain't right about this. They probably all went skinny dipping in the Lazarus pit or something. Shout out my boy Jason Todd. Like, bro, I got to episode 3 and saw a middle schooler smoking a cigarette.
Is this nigga serious?
No fucking way, boy.
Ain't no way you gonna tell me he's in middle school, bruh. Like, y'all sure this is a child? The nigga look like he's 16 going on 35. Like, that boy is stressed. He probably spent his days studying to get his GED, smoking a Black and Mild, and downing a pack of Smirnoff. Like, my boy, if you that stressed, ain't nothing the little marriage Hooji can't fix.
Go crazy. Go stupid. Ah!
All right, so episode 3 and 4 had me pretty shook. It made me want to reach my hand through the screen and choke the life out of the main protagonist. So let's talk about niggas making dumb decisions. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Takamichi. This main protagonist back in episode 1, 2, and now 3 went back into the past for one reason and one reason only. To get his ass beat! Yes, Taka Dum Dum, after getting the bones beat through his skin by the grown man-child with the bat, which he stood no chance against, decides to go back with his crew to that same place that's currently oozing testosterone and challenge that same guy to a one-on-one fight. Taka Dum Dum was like,
Stop seeing all these lame ass niggas, bro. Come to the street, bro. I will beat your motherfucking ass.
man-child turns around like, you just digged your own grave, boy. Now, seeing that Takamichi's power level is obviously lower than the man-child, he's basically begging this nigga to send him to the afterlife to get sturdy with Big Woo. At least the nigga got heart. But heart won't save you from getting your guts knocked out your stomach.
What more do you want from me?
They get down to the ring, and Takamichi immediately realizes to himself,
I like your cut, G.
that he ain't P. Golly, that nigga strong. Sheesh, he punched that nigga so hard he almost quit. Man-child with the bat then proceeds to beat the literal oxygen out this boy. Man's beat him so bad his friends started worrying. Like, come on, y'all. What you think was gonna happen? Plot armor? Heck, I would too if people in the stands was shouting to crucify me. Like, bro, somebody need to get my man's Takamichi he gonna need it. Then lo and behold, come to find out one of Takamichi's friends, this Koibara wannabe, came prepared with a Nikki. Nigga couldn't make a spirit sword, so he brought a damn butter knife. Like, what you gonna do to the nigga? Spread out his peanut butter? He wanted it back in blood for real, cause my mans wasn't gonna sit there and watch his homie die. What's he look like, a degenerate? His other friends over there trying to pep talk him out of this whole situation, as if talk no jutsu's gonna work.
Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob.
Great job, guys. It's definitely gonna work. And as Korobara Wannabe is about to make his unanimous decision, the entire crowd gets quiet, as if they all sense a disturbance in the force. Turns out, my man's Takamichi is actually surviving. Even the man-child was shocked. Takamichi then gives this long inspirational speech about how he has one mission, he's not gonna lose, blah, blah, blah. You know, the plot armor BS that anime characters try to pull to win a fight or get out of an inevitable situation. Like, if it were me, bro, I wouldn't want to hear nothing. I'd slug that nigga. If it ain't about these hands, I don't want to talk. Taka Dum Dum's like, if you want to win, you're gonna actually have to kill me. Then proceeds to say, I'm gonna save my shorty. Like, bro, how can you save her if you're dead? You must have not rode the long bus growing up. Nigga really thought a motivational speech was gonna give him some sort of Zenkai boost. Like, come on, bruh. Use your brain. That's like hopping in the ring with Mike Tyson while having 0 fighting experience in prep time. Think, Takamichi. That ain't Pete. Manchild was like, I bet, since you wanna die so bad, hey, go get my bat. And as soon as he said that,
Oh shit! Oh shit!
my boy Dracula pulled up with the sauce, talking about, man, what the heck going on here, bruh? This ain't P. Mind you, this is a 16-year-old kid. Nigga got more tattoos than me, and I ain't got none. Not only did Dracula pull up, but the GOAT behind him did too. The legendary delinquent, my boy Mikey.
Man, shit done got serious.
Bro, everybody in that mug starts bowing to this boy Mikey. Turns out the 15-year-old little nigga is the leader of this fine establishment, I mean gang. These two kings start walking towards the man-child, and that's when things start to get active. Midway, somebody in the crowd had the audacity to exert his oxygen in the same direction as Mikey, then got checked by Dracula, talking about, hello sir, you're so cool, I'll lick the bottom of your feet. My name is Akaishi. Dracula's like, you're in the way. Mikey don't talk to degenerates.
Emotional damage.
Manchild gets pulled up on by Mikey, thinking he finna let it slide what just happened here. Golly! What is this, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? This nigga Drac is basically Mikey's stand. He really out here checking niggas. Yo, when can I make a deposit? He like, who made you leader? You make sure you buckle your knees and bend over when bowing to our commander. Hey, yo. Pause? Taka Dum Dum really thought he was grits, cause Mikey pulls up on him and just the sheer force of Mikey's drip makes him fall down. He like, so what's your name? Taka Dum Dum's like, Takamichi. Mikey gets this nigga's name all wrong and he can't do nothing about it. Hey, yo! Hold up, back it up, pickup truck. Yo, what type of gang is this? Why he grab his head like that? What's he finna make him do? This nigga really finna take his manhood in front of everybody. How, Sway? How? Yo, this scene right here had me crying. This was basically how it went.
I like you. He like you. And I want you. He wants you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. What you want, Tom? What's it gonna be? I asked you a question, Tom. I can't hear you, Tom. I don't want to answer. Excuse me, I didn't hear you, Tom. I said I don't want to answer. I don't want to do this anymore. Sound like to me you wanted the hard way.
So Mikey gets up after forcing Taka Dum Dum to be homies with him and walks over to Manchild. He already knew what was about to happen.
Man, shit done got serious.
Mikey's like, you running these matches? He like, yes.
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago, then you got kicked in your chest! You eat a dick, nigga! You eat a dick!
Sheesh, that boy's a G. He like, hey yo, Draken, let's get up out of here, man. Little boy really tried me like I don't run this bitch. Almost made me pop the trunk on his pussy. Hey, what can I say? Little dude had it coming. He had to pay for his past transgressions against the one, the only. Mikey like, hey, Takamichi, bye, have a beautiful time. He like, wow, he's so P. This nigga Mikey is literally a demon, bro. This man bleeds Black Air Force energy because he don't give the slightest of a care. You know what solidified it for me was when the next day, while Takamichi was in class, this nigga Mikey literally walks in and tells him to come with him like, bro, huh? Where's the administrators? The security got slugged too? Then Dracov beat the skin off everybody in the hallway. Probably smelled like Baduzzi in there. I guess the teacher ain't P, cause he sat there like a little hoe and let it happen. Like, bro, These niggas cold. Bro, this was so crazy. All three of them get into the hallway and Draken tells the boys he beat up to line up on the floor, face down, ass up. And they start walking their dirty ass feet on them. Y'all on the floor? Y'all ain't pee. Matter of fact, y'all are pee. Pussies. Bro, if that ain't the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. Like,
Man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
all right, so yeah, after watching that, I just had to get that off my chest. One week you might get an animated story, another week you might get an anime video. Who knows? Anywho, I'ma head out. I'll see y'all boys in the next one. So a couple months ago, I stumbled across a clip of an anime called Girlfriend, Girlfriend on my YouTube recommendeds. And after watching, analyzing, absorbing the essence of said clip, I came to the conclusion that, I gotta watch this hoe.
But Devonte, if this was months ago, why make a video about it now?
Very good question, my friend, because I held it off until I got done watching that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is
Fire!
watched it, fell in love, read the manga, fell in love, downloaded the game that just came out, fell in love. I'm on my way to buy the wedding ring right now. It's now on my top 5 anime list. Anywho, I finally get to the first episode, and oh my gosh, I never thought I'd see the day. This might be the top 3 harems of all time. If I had to get isekai'd anywhere, either put me in Sekirei or here. All right, so it starts off with the main protagonist in class minding his own business, doing his thug dizzle, telling us about how he just recently got out of the friend zone and bagged his childhood friend, which happens to be this raspberry head little girl right here. Let me tell y'all why I like her better than this little bit. This dude. This man has gotta be the most unaware, annoying MC I have ever seen. Like, if doing too much was a person, it'd be this nigga. Bro, this man's more annoying than Midoriya in the beginning before he grew some nuts. Like, you know, when he was a crybaby bitch. His girl's like, hey, yo, I'm about to skirt off to the club. I'll see you later, my mans. He like, oh, bet. I'll wait for you until you get done. Like, my God, you don't have nothing else to do? No clubs, no sports? Nigga, just wasting time. She then proceeds to tell this boy, nah, I'm good. You can dip this time, but you better not cheat on me, you know, as a joke. You know, knee slapper, right? At least the hoe got a sense of humor. Then bro proceeds to take it to heart and do the literal most. She looking at him like, aw, crap, not again. I know 2 boxes he playing with tonight, and mine ain't one of them. Uh-oh. I think that's the last thing Chris Brown saw before he woke up. This man Usain bolts towards her, squeezes the life out of her, talking about, I love you even more, so you'll never have to worry about me cheating on you. Like, dang, Cell, chill out. You gonna make her turn into Super Saiyan 2. You know she be listening to Tupac because she knew all eyes was on her. Whole class had a front row seat watching. Heck, I'd be embarrassed too if a psychopath wouldn't let me go. Everybody watching these two shouting out, can you feel it? Yeah, I feel it. Like it's intercourse or something. It's pretty clear that she has more brain cells in her head than he does, because she then proceeds to tell this dummy, all right, nigga, let me go. Save all that for when we're alone, you know what I mean? Then when he does, she dogs the doofus about how weird and unaware he is, and then he proceeds to prove my point more and more and more. This man proceeds to confess his love in front of everybody. But you know, I gotta invite her to the barbecue because despite her constantly being annoyed, she then proceeds to suck it up and just go with it so she won't feel more embarrassed than she already is. Like, I honestly don't know how she puts up with him. Like, if that ain't true love, I don't know what is. So fast forward to later on in the day, this big blueberry head little girl walks up to the main protagonist on some weirdo type beat. Like, how did she know he was there? Wait a minute, was she stalking my mans? Hey, love, or what you perceive as love, make you do some crazy things. Like, I don't know what she's finna do, but leave him alone. He ain't got no milk, no cookies, no nothing. Whoa. Fellas, let me ask y'all something. So, say you got a girl, right? Bag secured, loyalty on infinity and beyond. And this blue-haired shorty comes up to you, not knowing you have a girl already, tells you she has feelings for you, asks you if she looks good, loading the clip for the next shot that's about to happen. Now, being brutally honest, you hit her with the, you're not ugly. Matter of fact, you're kinda cute. Absorbing the answer, giving her what she wants, validating her in some form of fashion. Then she proceeds to tell you how hard she's worked and what she's done for the past 3 months, preparing herself for this exact moment. Working out, jogging, yoga, strengthening her mind for 4 hours a day, every day. She even pops out the bag with a 5-star meal that she prepared for you. Oh my gosh, this girl has been putting in that work. She then proceeds to ask you out. what are y'all doing in this situation? If it were me, I don't do polygamy, so I wouldn't even entertain the fact that she's done all of this and whatever the case may be, because I'm loyal to my girl. So I'd have no option other than to give her the North Pole treatment, you know, send her off in the most vicious, heartless way I could think of. I'm just playing. I would have told her no, because I got a shorty already, which is what my man's right here did. However, this show is called Girlfriend, so that alone should give you enough context on what's about to happen next. The show really should be called Polygamy the Anime. She then gets knocked down by the fate of rejection, but picks herself up and keeps walking, literally. The homie is crushed inside. Mans does not want to lose this treasure he just found at the bottom of the sea. So what does he do? Bow! She like, oh gosh, how the tables have turned. My mans didn't want to cheat on the girl he worked so hard to get. He's about to pull the polygamous move we like to call the pro gamer move, or better yet, the gotta catch 'em all. He like, it's true that I have a girlfriend. I love that. I ain't gonna never stop loving that. But you looking mad delicious though, so I want you on my life. I can't turn you down, but I can't betray my queen. So like, you feel me? If you don't mind, can I date both of you? We can go ask Raspberry right now. Leaving this girl confuzzled, my boy. He like, listen, take it or leave it. My man's just threw the master ball at shorty, and she was with all the smoke. She was now on her way from side chick status, transitioning into main chick status. So bro pulls up to Raspberry Head and looking confused, she act like she don't see them two scarecrow body built legs behind this nigga over there built like a crane. He like, hey, we need to talk. I found this random hoe off the street and want y'all to meet. And apparently Blueberry Head has so much plot armor that she instantly makes Raspberry Head start spazzing out because of how cute she is and have her instantly want to be friends. Dang, I ain't seen that much plot armor since Sword Art Online Season 1. Women are very territorial about their man, so in real life, if this doofus would have brought another girl out of thin air to meet his girl, this would have been a problem. The girl ain't even said 3 words and she already on her like glue. The only nigga I seen with that much unspoken riz was Duke Dennis. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never seen somebody in my life with this much plot armor. Wait a minute. So they all go hang out, these two nervous AF, and Raspberry Head ain't got a clue of the bomb that's about to go off. Karaoke, walking, basketball, lunch, and that's when we get to Raspberry Head trying out her cooking too. Like, when did she have the time to make that? Now with Raspberry Head's guard completely down, the Cobra decides to strike. He like, so what you think of her? She like, man, she lucky I ain't a lesbian, cause I'd wanna cuff the hoe too. He like, dang, I know the feeling. She like, huh? You got me though. He then proceeds to gather the energy needed for the spirit bomb he's about to drop on her. He like, I wanna date you both. Uh-oh. She ain't like that one. Then man proceeds to try to explain to her how earlier Blueberry Head confessed her feelings to bro and he doesn't want to lose her because the more he got to know her, the more attracted to her he became. Wait, isn't that still cheating? Blueberry Head like, ah, snap. It's about to go down. Cause Raspberry Head couldn't compute the malarkey emitting from this nigga's mouth. Bro, she put down the food. You know how sacred food is? If somebody put down their food, they want all the smoke. You know what comes next. Run. He like, I couldn't bring myself to do it in secret, so with your approval, I mean at least a nigga honest, I wanna date both of y'all, honest and out in the open. Then shorty proceeds to gather all of her energy for the Detroit smash. God dang, she knocked that nigga out so hard his grandkids felt it. Fellas, her anger is a good anger, cause it shows that she cares. He like, look, we could talk it out over some burgers or something. She like, no way, Jose. He like, I feel bad about this though. She like, then don't do it. And it's obvious she stands firm in monogamy, cause she then proceeds to rebuttal a queen answer. She like, you got me. Isn't that good enough? Nigga, you answer this wrong, I'll murk you. Then lo and behold, Blueberry Head saves the day by intervening, but Raspberry Head stands her ground even more. Talking about, how could you be okay with this dumb dating 2 girls? Then my girl Blueberry Head activates her persuasion skill to the highest capacity by rebuttaling with, I can't imagine y'all breaking up. I'll only be rejected if I don't have him date both of us, so I'm alright with it. Again, the smoke. She like, oh, snap. what in the polygamy is going on in here? She like, what do you even like about him so much? Did she just indirectly roast my mans? Blueberry Head's like, he's everything to me right now. Heck, I can tell. All of them 3 months of work you put in. I don't blame you, shawty. Raspberry Head then proceeds to stand her ground once more. Huh. Such a queen. Then this lame goes on a whole tangent inspirational speech about how it'd be dishonest if he rejected her and continued going out with her because he caught feelings for the hoe, and how he doesn't want to lie and date them both in secret because he'd end up being regretful. I mean, my guy, at this point, you done already caught feelings for her, so you technically already cheated. He then proceeds to ask her once more, and Raspberry Head hits this doofus with the most direct, honest rebuttal I've ever seen. Ooh, I know that one hurt. He persuades her and persuades her and persuades her, and then she persuades her and whoa, 30,000 yen every month. Okay, hold on, this nigga wildin'. Mans knew he had options afterwards because he was ready to end it all right then and there. Then by the skin of his teeth, he hits her with his ultimate move, Talk No Jutsu, or the Detroit Persuasion. Blueberry Head over there ready to throw the coochie at that man for that astonishing performance. Finally getting the approval of Raspberry Head at the cost of being hated by her for a little bit. And low-key regretting her decision inside. Like, bro's persistency is crazy. Hall of Fame badge. Nah, let's be real, y'all. If Blueberry Head didn't pass my mans the alley-oop, he would have never dunked, you know what I mean? So with him now having 2 girlfriends, he comes up with this elaborate scheme for the 3 of them all to move in with each other, which I think is moving a little too fast because he doesn't want to live with his parents and he can get the approval of Raspberry Head's parents too, which is crazy because I know what some of y'all are probably thinking. A lot could go down in that house, if you know what I'm saying. Doonies could get really beat down daily in that house. Not only with one girl, but prepare for the trouble, make it double. Next thing you know, 2 girls blast away. Raspberry Head wasn't okay with it at first, but Blueberry Head was with all the smoke. She was down for anything. Hey, I don't blame her. Fast forward, Raspberry Head continuously thinking like this is gonna be a horrible idea. But as time progresses, her guard starts to lower because my man prepares the rooms for them, lets Raspberry Head take a break by cleaning the house. He even prepared her bath water. Blueberry Head cooks the food. Like, dang, niggas on going it. Not even 5 minutes into the crib and Dumb and Dumber already wildin', moving faster than the speed of light. Lo and behold, look who barges into the bath with the main chick numero uno. So these 2 hoes chat in the bath and main chick 2 presses Raspberry Head about if she's getting in the way of her and the main protagonist getting nasty in the bed. Later on, you know, being courteous and all that, just to find out these 2 ain't even kissed yet due to the fact that they haven't even been dating that long. Then Blueberry Head's like, listen shorty, we can work on getting our freak on together, with Raspberry Head agreeing. But I guess that whole conversation meant nothing, cause next thing I know, Raspberry Head busts into the kitchen, pissed off like shiz, boy. Pressing bro about how far he wants to take it with Blueberry Head in terms of getting nasty, cause it's obvious she wants to get her Doonies beat down before Blueberry Head. That's why she's being so indirect right now. And this man reminds me of Castillo, cause this man pulls out the Hall of Fame honesty badge and hits her with a, listen, I want a threesome to be honest, but it's just a thought that came to my head. Raspberry Head starts spazzing out. Blueberry Head all calm and collected like she on go. Gas on the pedal, down for anything. Raspberry Head then complains about how open he is about the whole thing and how good Blueberry Head's face and body looks. Talking about she gives her weird feelings as a woman because he probably wants to beat her Doonies down more than he would her. Like, but if you jealous, just say it. I told y'all she wanted her Doonies beat down before the Blueberry Head little girl. This is why a lot of people don't like to share. He then proceeds to pull out the Hall of Fame empathy badge. Talking about something, you know what? I understand. This whole arrangement was an imposition, you feel me? Like, establishing a relationship is more important than beating Doonies down. So, you feel me? Like, I give up on it. Then there go Raspberry Head again, spazzing out while Blueberry Head over there like, I mean, I don't know about her, but I'm ready. Then my mans walks off. And Raspberry Head, from the looks of it, in that slight moment, looks relieved. But then she pulls the backwards card and stops him as he walks past her, looking real submissive. Sad like shiz, boy. Like, dang, girl, make up your mind. She like, does that mean you aren't going to do anything with me either? He like, yeah, I'd be giving out unfair meat if I was only beating your Doonies down. She like, indefinitely? Like, dang, sound like she fiending right now. He like, wait, So you want your doonies beat down? You look disappointed 3 seconds ago. You know, I understand. I won't restrict this meat to you ever again. Pressure applied. Yeah, that was episode 1. I will be finishing this series. So far, loving it. All right, y'all. So I remember this one night back in freshman year of college that literally changed my life for the second time. And I do mean the second time because the first time is for another story. I remember it was me and my boy O chilling in our usual spot on the second floor of the campus main building called the Union. And we were waiting on a text from my homegirl named Lily so she can give us all the updates on all the parties going on that week. And like I made clear before in a previous video, Lily was the plug when it came to all the parties and events on campus. When we needed something, call Lily. Crazy side chick won't leave your house? Call Lily. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, don't call Ghostbusters. Call Lily. Anime spoilers? Need that? Call Lily. You better not call Lily for that or I'ma slap you so hard your grandchildren gon' feel it. We hit up Lily that night because instead of doing our usual routines, you know, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, roaming campus for exciting moments and getting high off of life, we decided that we wanted to go to a club, like an actual club. You know, the ones you see all the rappers and the street pharmacists go to, but we didn't want it to be just me and O going. That'd be weird. We needed a third person going with us, and luckily, O knew exactly the person to call. One of our homies that we barely saw, we're gonna call him Andy, and he was more than happy to come with us because he hadn't been able to do fun things for some months because of work. Cool, buddy. All aboard the magic school bus. So later that night, we go pick up Andy. We hype on the ride there. I was explaining to Andy and O what not to do and what to do because this was their very first time, and I was acting like a freaking club guru, which I was mentally. But see, here's the problem. I knew what to do at clubs because I've went to a couple before at the start of my freshman year. So I felt like I was very educated in the club and partying field. However, even though I knew what to do, whenever it was game time and that knowing what to do happened, things barely really ever went in my favor. Like, I'm not built for the club life. Partying, maybe, but clubs, absolutely not. So we eventually get there, we all get out and get in line. And I cannot make this up. Hands on the Bible, like, this is what happened. I'm not joking. I saw the security and mans had a whole bulletproof vest and a whole assault rifle in his hand. Like, the second I saw it, I felt a little bit of regret because bro really playing IRL Call of Duty right now. Like, are we signing up for the military or something? I felt like one of them classrooms in school whenever the principal walks in and everybody gets quiet. Who gonna cause a scene in that line and get shot? Not me. After some time, we all eventually get inside, find a seat, and we make a game plan. All right, everybody, the game plan tonight is to have fun, but our ultimate goal is to get the women.
So all we gotta do is follow your lead, right?
Right. Bruh, I feel so out of place. Like, I'm the only Asian here, and this is a majority black club, so stop being a little hoe and grow some nuts. We arching backs tonight. At that point, you could already tell we were all nervous, so I decided to step up to the plate to show them how it's done. Worst decision. So I got up, went to the dance floor, they all followed along. Next thing I know, right in front of me, this girl starts bouncing that wagon right in front of me. Like, she was super close to me twerking, cheeks all close to my waist and everything. It's like she was trying to throw it back to see if I would catch it, like this was a mulatto music video or something. And the guys were watching, so I didn't want to be no, what did Dashy be saying? Puh. I couldn't be no puh in front of the boys, you know what I'm saying? But I was still low-key kind of nervous because we were in an actual club. You know a lot of bad things that go down in actual clubs. If you know, you know. Which was also kind of weird because I've never had that problem with females until that moment because we were in an actual club. If you know, you know. So I had two choices. Sit there and watch, continue to get teased, literally centimeters away from my schlong, or answer the call. I answered the call, but bad decision. Cause when I grabbed her waist, she looked back so quick and curved the frick out of me. She was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And went to go twerk on another guy right in front of me. Then curved him too. In my head, I'm like, huh? Nani? Andy and O was in the back laughing at me, and Andy was like, this is the guy we're following? no, I'm finna go off and do my own thing. And O followed right behind him. And it left me like, whoa, wait a minute. Popo and Kami, calm down. Y'all niggas acting like I don't ever get curved, like I'm a Mac Daddy or something. When it comes to the game of success, you win some, you lose some. And I've had way more success with women than both of you combined. Y'all ain't no better. You would have had the exact same thing happen to you. Did you not just see her curve the second dude right after me? Like, are you blind? So all the way up until I was ready to leave, I just roamed around looking for excitement, cause that club was high-key boring. Nobody was dancing for real. People got high in the booth and just stared at the ceiling. Some of the girls got drunk and just twerked for 3 hours straight. Like, shorty had them horse legs, literally. Here's some actual footage from back then. Everything was going pretty cordial until the turning point of that night. The decision that almost costed me everything. Around the time I was ready to leave, which was like 1 a.m., I go find Owen and Andy, and I'm like, yo, I'm getting a little tired. This whole boring, there ain't nothing happening. I got just enough energy to take us all back home safely. Then this nigga O says,
listen, man, can we stay for like, I don't know, another hour? I want to get some numbers before I leave, cause nigga ain't taking no L's like you did.
Bruh, I'm tired. Let's go. I'm not a night person. I will literally fall asleep on the road.
I just need more time. Listen, you be alright. We can stop by the gas station on the way home. Just let me get some ass.
Go, man. Whatever. Just hurry up. After that, I sat there for 3 hours waiting until they were done having their fun. And what I really wanted to do 3 hours ago was give them an ultimatum. Either we go or y'all niggas getting left. Cause like I said, I was trying to be more responsible because I knew I was a sleepy person, which is what I should have did 3 hours prior. So much for being a too nice person, which I used to be a too nice person. It's okay to be nice, but don't be too nice where people take advantage of you. And you know what pissed me off more was that these niggas only got one number each. They wasted my time. Almost had me about to pull out one bullet each. It was like 4 a.m. when we left and we were all dog tired. So I was speeding to Andy's house, dropped him off. Next was O's house. And at this point, I'm so tired that it was hard to keep my eyes open while driving. That is dangerous. All I wanted to do was just go to my house and go to bed. That's all I was focused on. I didn't think about stopping on the side of the road and sleeping. I could hear something in the back of my mind saying, pull over. Pull up. Pull over. Pull out. Pull over and sleep. I thought I could fight the sleepiness, which was the worst decision I've ever made. Because as soon as I got to O's neighborhood and was literally down the street from his house, we both fell asleep at the exact same time and the exact same length of time. 2 seconds. I hit somebody's mailbox. The mailbox tore completely off the ground, and I didn't think that a mailbox could do so much damage, but that mailbox destroyed half of the front of my car. I'm not kidding. You would have thought the big body truck hit me the way it looked. Like, I wish I still had the pictures. Don't be like me back then, y'all. Be more responsible. I knew I should have just went home when I had the energy, but I didn't. If you're so tired that you can barely drive and you're trying to get home, just pull over, take a nap. It might save your life and your car one day. And you know what's the worst part about this story? The same night I wrecked my car was the same day that I paid it off after 2.5 years of payments. 2.5 years down the drain. Talk about a waste of time. Mellow. Huh?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
So, like I made clear in previous videos, I used to have a lot of friend girls growing up. Not girlfriends, but friend girls. So, let's just use the official term, female friends. And you're probably thinking, why? How? Well, no lo sé. There were 3 types of females I associated myself with back then. First off, we got the 55 overalls, the ones that I may or may not have found attractive and actually had a genuine vibe with them because I actually wanted to get to know them. And also, I enjoyed their presence because they didn't give me a headache in the first 3 minutes of talking. In conclusion, I gave them the title as one of my female friends. Next, we got the 95 overalls, the ones that I found attractive and actually had interest in getting to know. And lastly, the 99 overalls, the ones that I found attractive, but I had 0 interest in getting to know because I only had one mission. Mellow. Huh? I think we found it. I'm gonna make this very clear before we start. This is who I used to be. I'm not the same person I was years ago, and not even a month ago. So even though I tell y'all about my past, I continue to grow into a better person every day. So back in my gardening tool days, yes, I used to be for the streets. There was this one delusional 99 overall in particular that I associated myself with during sophomore year of college. We're gonna call her Maya. And Maya had a thick, scrumptious personality. Okay, I'm obviously joking because she had the personality and attention span of a gas station squirrel. But I let it slide just this one time because Maya was so fine. I'm talking about scrum-dilly-icious. From the neck down. Shorty was built like an hourglass, like her thighs and her waist was built like a Mario Kart curve. And that booty, she had a dump truck. My nigga, what is her at? I need her at, obviously, for research purposes. I didn't want to get to know Maya, nor did I want anything to do with her. Not because I just wanted her to take my horse to the Old Town Road and ride till she can't no more. No, it was because we were friends without benefits. Never heard of that term before? Probably, because the correct term is friends with benefits, which means we are friends with sexual chemistry, but we're just friends. Basically, both sides allow access to the benefits with no strings attached, which is kind of hard because some people get attached. Now, friends without benefits is a little different. Like, you still have access to the same benefits, but one side of the party is playing the other side like a Nintendo Switch by acting different when it's time to get down to business. Most of the time by leading that person on and making excuses. And even though I was the one getting played, for a short period of time, I was on a mission. I did what I had to do. Do what? Waste your time? We went to events on campus together with some friends and she only wanted me to sit next to her. At the end of the night, you trying to slide to the room? She said yeah after she finished what she said she had to do. Never came.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We'd be in the main building, 2nd floor at night, viciously flirting. I'm talking about the intimacy levels were so sky high that we can hear people in the background being like, "Hey man, get a hotel, man." At the end of the vicious flirting, you trying to slide to the room? She said yeah after she got done what she had to do. Never came.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We'd be in the main building, 2nd floor again, chilling after class, and she'd be cuddled up on me like we were dating, which is not a good idea because I didn't want anybody thinking that I wasn't available. Are you trying to slide? She said yeah after she finished what she had to do. Never came.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And it's like, bro, she made an excuse the day after, had me all in high hopes that ended in a low blow. Like, that's the equivalent of blue balls. And she did this on a regular. I had options and all, but she was the thickest one. Like, a piece of gum, she chewed me up and spat me out. Like, she didn't even swallow me. Somebody say swallow? I remember this one time she came to see me so we could chill on the 2nd floor, and I saw this fat hickey on her neck. And of course, that ain't my business, but she said the night before she had something important to do when I tried to make plans with her. So, where did that hickey come from? I thought you said you had something important to do. She started laughing. I may have had an appointment last night. So you had a dick appointment? That wasn't me? Now, why would I do that? You're like a brother to me, bro. Did this bitch just brothers on me? I thought we were friends with Benny's, my nigga. She had me confused because she was still flirting with me and denying me at the same time. Like, so are we friends with Benny's or not? Looking back on it now, I know what she wanted. Big dick energy. It's obvious I didn't know that back then. I am not BSing when I say this. Every sentence that came out this girl's mouth after that ended in bro. That's like the lowest of the low status you can get with a female. Like, that's below the friend zone. And it got so annoying because she would say it over and over, and we argued and argued. And after like the 15th time she said it, in my head, I'm like, if you call me bro one more time, I'ma break every single fingernail you have. Gee golly, Batman, you going in to save her? Psh, Batman who? It ain't my time to clock in yet. Right now, I'm Bruce Wayne. Okay, bro. But then I thought to myself, wait, I'm wasting my oxygen on somebody I don't care for. After that, I stopped pursuing her because obviously I was wasting my time, and every week after that, she would hit my line like we cool or something and would still end her sentences off in bro. Like, dog, you're one of the 95 overalls. Didn't I make it clear what my intentions were? Did I respond? No, because I left her on what? Red. And when the semester ended and we all went home, she got pregnant by some guy months later and tried to ask me to be the godfather. Like, this girl's more delusional than I thought. What do you take me for, a joke? What type of person in that position would ask a person that type of question? Like, she lost a couple screws in her head or something. The utter audacity to ask me, out of all people, that. Like, bruh, she's smoking that 7 Deadly Sins season 3 animation pack. Like, I physically lost a brain cell reading that in 4K. Like, I don't even know your last name. And yep, I saw her on my Instagram timeline the other day with her kid. She still attempts to text me to this day. So about a year ago, I made a video called High as a Kite. And to keep it short, it was basically a story about the first time back in college when I dabbled with magic food that made me ascend into the shadow realm. If you got at least 420 brain cells working, you should know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, for all you newbies out there, magic food is basically any regular food, but with a special plant infused into them. And when you eat them, it makes you ascend into the shadow realm. However, based off of what happened in this story, this time we're gonna break these off into 2 separate entities. We ain't finna call them magic food anymore. We're gonna call them devil fruits, you know, like the ones from One Piece, and soul fruits. The difference between devil fruits, in this case, and soul fruits is that a devil fruit, in this case, is the regular schmegular basic magic food that makes you ascend into the shadow realm. Soul fruits are so much more powerful that they make you ascend past the shadow realm and turns you into a completely different person. For example, a devil fruit will be like Aang in his avatar state. A soul fruit will be like Rimuru from Reincarnated as a Slime turning into a bro. Spoilers. My bad. If you know, you know. Soul fruits are extremely hard to find, but unlike last time, I managed to get my hands on one, but didn't realize it until I actually ate it because the specific chef I knew had some and didn't tell me because I didn't ask. I didn't ask him because I assumed, based off of my previous experiences at his restaurant, that the food would hit. His devil fruits never disappointed, but oh boy, little did I know, I was in for a wild ride. Now, I haven't ascended into the shadow realm ever since the pandemic started over a year ago, up until a couple of months ago. And I told myself I wouldn't do it again, but when life gave me lemons, I didn't make lemonade I made an Arnold Palmer. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I ain't even finna drag this out. I remember it was a couple months ago before all the students at my college were about to go back home for the summer. Also, FYI, I wasn't in school anymore at the time. I was just around campus a lot. My boy Sean had just came all the way from Michigan back into town to visit and hang out with the homies for 2 days. He and I meet up first on campus, go to the football game with our boy Sabo. We lost, not surprised. After the game, we decided to go see our other homie when he gets off of work, but before we leave, we wanted to go stop by my chef's restaurant and grab some devil fruits that we didn't know existed at the time. We go retrieve the devil fruits that we didn't know were soul fruits at the time. And before we leave, Sean gets ahead of the game and eats one. I decided to just wait until I get home to eat mine because, bruh, I had to drive. Do you know how hard it is to drive while in the Shadow Realm? I done did it before. I ain't doing it again. So we stopped by Mickey D's for some food. When I got to the window, I took one glance at Sean, and it looked like the devil fruit's powers were kicking in because he seemed fine, but calmer than usual. I turned to the window to get our food, and I kid you not, when I look back at Sean,
This world shall know pain.
this nigga was gone. And I didn't really think nothing of it at the time because it looked like the regular schmegular Shadow Realm he was in. So the whole time while he was in La La Land, like, mellow. I'm an anime protagonist in an isekai, and they don't know I'm Dirty Dan. Sir. Mellow. This Shadow Realm is different. I'd be like, yeah, but dog, I'm sure it is. No, you don't understand. And I sure didn't, because even after we got our food, parked at our homie Ray's job and waited until he got off of work, hung out for a little bit, fast forward to when we all left and went back to our homes the same night, I still didn't believe how gone he was, and he ate a whole soul fruit. I ate a half. So before I get into what I experienced with a half a soul fruit when I got home, let me call Sean real quick so I can give y'all his perspective on what he was experiencing after we got our food that day, because I honestly didn't know how he felt until I did it myself.
It's like that, you know, like the when you had that, like the red line went across his head.
Yeah, the little ting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ting. That's exactly how I felt like. And out of nowhere, I felt like I told you, and I was gone. I was on a different level. I wasn't on Earth no more, big dog. I didn't know who I was. And everything didn't make sense. Words hurt.
Words hurt.
Words hurt. We was flash step from to the left and to the right. And the worst part about it, no one understood how I felt but me. Yeah. And then when you in areas decided, you know what, it's time for us to unlock our 8th gate, then you understood what it meant to be a shinobi. I was loud.
I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at you real funny the whole night. I was like, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? It can't be that bad. It's not that bad. It's literally just the regular.
Like, I might actually draw it out. Loud ninjas, how loud ninjas be like. Honestly.
I had to apologize the next day. Like, I didn't know what you was going through, bro. I get it now.
Like when I told, like, again, it was so bad. I had to leave my chocolate pills with you. I couldn't take them with me. That's why like I told you, I had to leave. I had to go home. Well, not home, to the apartment. It felt like a labyrinth, bro. I felt like I was in a maze runner, bro.
By the time I got home, it was like 1 a.m. I took a shower, and immediately after, I ate half the soul fruit to get half the effect so I could be more relaxed when I sleep, because I thought it was a regular devil fruit with the regular effects I was already used to. I lay down in my bed, 30 minutes go by, nothing, not a thing. So for the next few minutes, I'm like, man, I want my money back. Man, these devil fruits ain't shit. Let me tell y'all what I felt those 6 hours I was in the spirit realm. Bruh, I was so high off of life that I didn't even know how to get out of the bed. And when I did manage to somehow get out the bed, every time I would walk, it felt like my body was glitching. Like my body would turn into pieces, separate, and then put itself back together every like millisecond. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. That's the only way I could explain it. Like you'd have to experience it for yourself to actually feel what I felt. Man, just like he said, I didn't know who I was either. Whenever I stopped walking and would stay in one place, it felt like my body was in two places at one time. Like I would walk around the entire house, but another half of my body would be back in my room. Like it would take me 30 minutes to get from one side of my house to the other. And then when I got to the other side of the house, I teleported right back to my room. And while all that was happening, I was seeing a slideshow of my whole life going across the screen. Like it felt like I was talking to God. When I tell y'all I've never been so scared in my life, that scared me more than anything I've ever experienced. Like I really thought it was over. Like I thought this was my judgment. It's a wrap. Everything hurt. A thought hurt. Words hurt. Looking hurt. Everything hurt. Every time I would walk, it hurt. Not like actual hurt, but like, you know, like a really big irritation. Now, this may all sound like I got superpowers or something, but trust me, inside, I was suffering. This actually made me scared to do it again, and I haven't done it since. If I do, though, in the future, I'm going back to regular. That experience made me think like, bro, I ate a half. That nigga ate a whole. So if this is the half effect, what's the whole effect like? I had a whole half piece left. You think I touched it? Absolutely not. All right, y'all. So some of my most memorable times back in school were on the bus. Yes, the place where the impossible is possible. It is the place where I got into my first few fights, got introduced to drugs, but I politely declined, witnessed what true toxicity was, and the list goes on. Now, personally, I always sat in the middle or the back of the bus because those two sections had something that the front did not. Fun times. That's something you can't find in the front. It's impossible because the further back you go, the more toxic things get, which means more entertainment for everybody. Let me break it down for you. The bus is like a body of communities. Up front, you got the gated community, the people that usually follow all the rules, the goody goodies. They try not to upset the guard, which is the bus driver. They keep to themselves and they don't bother nobody. Right behind them, you got the middle, aka the suburbs. In this section, you might have a little bit of the front, you might have a little bit of the back. At the end of the day, you make up the middle. Now, this section is usually where the toxicity starts, but it's a controlled toxicity. Mostly because they're still not that far out of the driver's control. And lastly, we got the back of the bus, aka the trailer park. This is where all the ignorance happens. This section is usually made up of a bunch of immature little bastards that are rude, violent, and show no respect or empathy towards anybody. So didn't that make you a part of that group too? Hey, that's for me to know and them to find out. And that's why it was entertainment for me, because I can handle it. So if you couldn't handle the back or the middle of the bus back then just stay in the front. If you're from the front and they catch you in the back and you can't physically or verbally defend yourself, that means you in the wrong hood, homie. Now, even though it was toxic and I had a lot of fun times, there was this one time that got a tiny bit too chaotic. So this story takes place back when I was in elementary school and I was riding the school bus home one day, and as usual, me and the homies were in the back cutting up, having fun. And I get into a roast session with this one dude. Let's replace his real name. We're gonna call him Q. And we had been roasting each other for 20 minutes. So long to the point where things got a little bit personal. Shut up, boy. I know you ain't talking. I'm really about to flame your ass. How you 12 years old and already got hair on your face? You not 12, nigga. You 25.
Nigga, who you talking to? You cockeyed as hell. I can't tell if you're looking at me or the bus driver. Your left eye left to go get some milk and never came back.
It's funny you said that, cause your dad left you 12 years ago. He came back yet?
Oh, okay. So that's where we're taking this. Bet.
Dog, I remember this like it was yesterday. I kid you not. Q gets up, walks to the middle, and talks to this one dude. We're gonna replace his real name too. We're gonna call him Taylor. And he is instigating. And at first, I'm still thinking this is all a game. You know, we all having fun, despite this man's facial expression changing. And at the time, I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know what instigating was. So I'm just thinking this is all fun and games. And I didn't take him serious, nor did I take Taylor serious. All while Q was talking down on me and lying on me, talking about, oh, I was talking about Taylor's mom and stuff like that. And I found out real quick that Taylor did not take that kindly. He took that to heart because it was his mama. I get it. I don't blame him. However, some people, when you talk about their mama, they let it slide as long as you don't touch their mama. But this dude, he wanted smoke regardless if you talked or touched, which again, I don't blame him. And that led to me arguing with Taylor, trying to tell him that I wasn't talking about his mama. He didn't care. And this argument lasted for about 2 minutes. And like I said, during this entire thing, I'm not taking Taylor serious at all because I'm thinking this is fun and games. But Taylor, on the other hand, was not playing at all. And as the argument's going, he's still denying the fact that I didn't say anything about his mama. So I'm just like, you know what? I did say something about your mama. What you gonna do about it? Then he was like, I'm finna whoop yo as soon as I get off this bus. And at first I'm thinking like, he ain't gonna do nothing. He probably don't even live in the same area that I live in. So I'm good, right? I'm fine. I'm safe, right? But then I remembered we live in the exact same apartment complex. And as soon as I thought of that, I got the picture very clear. And I really wanted to fight Q, but I had to save my energy just in case he wasn't bluffing. I ain't gonna lie, if I had the chance, I would have ran the ones with Q and popped a Zenzu bean afterwards and got ready for Taylor. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Cause after that, he sat back down in his chair. I sat in my chair quietly, shooketh to the core. 15 minutes later, my bus pulls up to my bus stop. We all get up to get out. And as soon as I get off the bus, I'm talking about the second I get off the bus, Taylor comes flying at me. And the first thing that came to mind before he landed the hit was, oh, he wasn't bluffing. And we get to scrapping. I'm talking about we scrapping for like 10 minutes. There was this one dude driving by us talking about something. Stop! Stop! We didn't stop. The dude goes to park his car, runs over to us, and breaks the fight up. And in my mind, I'm like, thank you. I didn't even want to be in this fight anyway. I didn't even say anything about his mama. Like, I don't know why I'm here. So I take my stuff and I dash. I get the burners, bro. I'll go back to the crib. I pull up to the house. I get in the house and I see my mom and I'm like, Mom, I got in a fight. But she was like, you did? Did you win? So about 1.5 years ago in my sophomore year of college, I remember me and my homie Sean were at our usual spot in the main building on campus talking. And around mid-conversation, he brought up the fact that he was ready to get some heat for the rest of the group to protect ourselves because the block was getting a little too hot around the school's campus lately. So later that night, we go acquire the goods from our local dealer and we slide back to his apartment that he was allowed to stay at. Seeing it as it wasn't his apartment, he didn't want to take all the goods upstairs in the house, so we thought it'd be safer to keep it in my trunk. Fast forward to next morning, we're at school in our usual spot again, waiting on the rest of our homies, and when they all made it, we all went to a secluded area and gave everybody a piece so they could protect themselves due to the recent numbers of shootings outside the campus as stated before. Then out of nowhere, for some reason, it's as if a parasite entered everyone else's bodies because everyone started getting a little too trigger happy. Like I noticed a lot of strife present in the air. Next thing I know, niggas was on a Danganronpa type beat. I'm talking about everybody scattered like a sneaky link that got caught in 4K. Folks was getting burnt left to right. Headshots, snipers, point blanks all throughout the day. It didn't matter where you were. You could have been anywhere. You could have been rushing down the sidewalk because you're late to a class. I would have cut you off and been like, where you think you going? You could have been playing ping pong in the game room. Huh. It's clobbering time. You could have been at band practice doing your thug dizzle. Guess what? I'm on your neck. I went for everybody except Sean. I didn't go after him because he always paid me to drive him home, so we decided to work together and make an alliance. He scratched my back, I scratched his. But I still didn't trust him because the same nigga you break your neck for be the same nigga that cross you over and wet you up. Like, could you imagine if I was driving this man home and bro pull out the Nina on the highway and be like, you thought you was safe on this road? Say bye-bye, deuces. Son of a... We named our alliance the Jura Tempest Federation, JTF, based off of that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is, by the way, fire anime! An 100% must watch. Anywho, we all didn't stop till it was the last man standing. Sooner or later, it got down to the three of us. Who's the third person, you might ask? Well, with our guard down, forgetting that there was one more person we forgot to fold while me and Sean were heading to the car. That was a warning shot. Son of a bitch. I think my Draco might be gay. Huh? Why? Cause it blow niggas. Oh, move your feet, nigga, run! I'm going. And that's when he realized his clip was empty, so he runs back to his car. We got back to my car, pop the trunk. I'm trying. I open the trunk, we equip the straps, we both hop in the car. He hops in his car and we all hang out the window firing shots back and forth at each other in the parking lot while driving. And you would think that there would be some sort of panic happening nearby, but what happened was the complete opposite. There wasn't nobody running, fearing for their safety, screaming, no nothing. Everybody in the area was just chilling like nothing was happening, as if they were just used to this type of activity. The cops too, they were just sitting there chilling, minding their business as if they weren't witnessing a drive-by in the middle of the parking lot. So after some time, all three of our clips were empty and the only people left standing were still the three of us. And luckily, nobody got hurt because it was just Nerf guns. Oh, did I forget to mention? Yeah, it was just Nerf guns the entire time. God, your stupid ass. We had a Nerf gun. We had a Nerf gun war. That's it. Huh. Y'all thought it was real straps or something? Nope. What? Don't look at me like that. It ain't my fault you're bad at picking up on stuff. Oh! Hey, yo, do your boy a favor. Show this video to a friend and don't tell them it was Nerf guns until they figure it out at the end. Love y'all niggas. See y'all next week. So in majority of my videos right now, I tell y'all about mostly the things that happen in college and barely some of high school. So I feel like it's only right for me to take y'all back more into my high school days, which were the darkest years of my life mentally. Now, you're probably thinking, Devonte, how did you let somebody slap you with a pizza? Probably because he's a pussy. And did they get away with it? Well, let's find out. So this story takes place around junior year of high school, a year before I started to lower my toxicity levels and learn how to control my anger. Yes, my levels of ignorance were sky high. However, I'll be the first person to tell you I was a genuinely nice person and I am still to this day, but if you pissed me off back then, oh boy. Hey yo, you want a slice of this chocolate cake? Devonte, when do I ever turn down food? Yes, I want a slice of the cake and make it a big piece. Perfect. So there was this one dude I associated myself with that year. We're gonna call him Joe. In my opinion, Joe was one of the second most annoying people I ever met in my life. Like, if the hyper squirrel from over the hedge had a human body, it'd be him. And that was the case because his toxic levels compared to mine were on steroids. But it wasn't nothing I couldn't handle. Like, we weren't friends, but we associated ourselves with each other because of that relatable toxicity we shared. So I let a lot of stuff that Joe did slide. You can go as far as even saying that we were both just toxic little pricks. Now, we not talking about the regular crack a joke, regardless of the topic, have fun, make you get tough skin, we still buddy in the end type of toxicity. Nah, me and Joe were on that Modern Warfare 3 lobby type of timing. Like, if you survived the MW3 lobby before, then you know exactly what type of ignorance and toxicity I'm talking about. Bruh, it was so bad, we made people want to fight us after we got done roasting them. But I wasn't the one who caused the reaction every time. Joe did, because he had the intentions of breaking you down mentally to the core to hurt your feelings. So he did most of the damage for me and didn't care how they felt afterwards. However, I ain't finna act like I just sat here and didn't have the same intentions too, but like, it wasn't to the same degree as Joe did, because all I wanted to do was just have fun while roasting people, and I was courteous of their feelings, you know, until they pissed me off. Then I didn't care who I hurt. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a nice person, because at the end of the day, we all human. We got feelings that don't want to get hurt. But if you too nice, then people start to take advantage of you, not take you serious, and they'll start to treat you like you're beneath them. And that's exactly the type of energy I witnessed from Joe towards me one time. And what I did to him after, I don't regret, because He deserved it. And that was the start of my journey in not letting anybody run over me. So one day I was in the lunch line trying to sweet talk the lunch ladies out of a free meal, which worked. Anybody else try that during lunch in high school? I get my food and went to the table that I usually go to with all my associates, and Joe, being one of those associates, was there like usual. I sit down, I'm conversing with everybody at the table. I get to Joe, and with no hesitation, he looks at his homies, looks back at me, and just starts roasting me in front of everybody, being loud and everything for the whole lunchroom to hear. I obviously caught on, and I was like, no, you're not finna embarrass me in front of the entire lunchroom. So I start roasting him back to defend myself. Everybody laughing at his jokes, everybody laughing at my jokes. I see what he's doing, but I keep it to myself. So some time passes, we still roasting each other. But as we kept going, I guess I was having one of those good days for roasting, because when you're in the roasting community, you have some good days and you got some bad days with some terrible jokes. Happens to all of us. And I noticed that people started laughing at my jokes more than his, and I think it started to get to him because he started stuttering, fumbling over his words. He'd mess up a joke by stopping mid-joke, and instead of telling like jokes, he'd get personal, all to make himself look good in front of everybody with me as his target. So it's obvious he did what any hothead would do when they lose. He got heated. Now Joe had two options: either take the L and walk with it, or be a tryhard and do something very risky that he would probably regret just to get the dub. Y'all read the title. Say something about me again, I'll slap your ass to pieces. You ain't gon' do shit.
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Nah, there ain't finna be no cliffhanger part 2 video. This man not only tried to embarrass me in front of the entire lunchroom, but he tried to make me look like an easy target. You think I was finna let this man walk out the lunchroom untouched? Bruh, I didn't know how to hold my anger back. This nigga gotta catch these hands. So at that very moment, I made up my mind. And in a split second, I ran over to him, grabbed him by his head, and banged his forehead into the table over and over and over until... Eventually security got to us and we got in trouble because it was considered fighting. But the next day I saw Joe. He had this huge knot on the side of his head. Like, bruh had a forehead on his forehead. Did I feel bad about it? No, not at all. And what I did completely outweighed what he did to me, because for the rest of the year, everybody he knew, including his friends, joked on his knot. Hey man, I guess Devonte was not having it. You gonna slap him again? Not today. Y'all chill out. Joe's got a lot on his mind right now. It could not be me. Oh, snap. This mine? It's all yours. Oh, I'm finna go crazy. Y'all covered the card note already? Covered? Absolutely not. Talking about covered. We covered your head today. We got that cover upstairs when you go to sleep. We gotta cover the bills so you can keep living here. Talking about some covered. Hey, nigga, please. You think me and your mother finna give you this for free without you working and turn you into a spoiled brat? Absolutely not. You finna learn today what a real job looks like, shawty. Now you're probably wondering how I got here. Heck, I don't even know how I got here. How the heck did I get here? I wonder how I got here. Somebody, anybody, tell me how I got here. All right, let's get it cracking. So I remember back in sophomore year of high school when I was given my very first card. Keyword, given, not bought. My parents were like, I don't know what you thought, but whatever you thought, you shouldn't have thought. So the car they gave me was an old car they had that I grew up riding in. It was a 2004 Chevy Cavalier. It ain't look the best, you know. The brakes will make a little sound every now and then, but it got the job done getting me from point A to point B, even though it was pretty old at the time I got it. Shoot, it made it all the way from 2004 to 2016, still in good condition, so it was pretty sturdy. Mind y'all, this is around the time that I finally got my driver's license, so every day before school, I would be in my car on my Desi Banks type beat doing my thug dizzle like, you know, yeah, just drop 500K on the whip, know what I'm saying? It also turns into a jet, a boat, a spaceship, a robot, and it's bomb-proof, know what I'm saying? I had a friend at the time, close friends too, we're gonna call her Sammy. She's important to the story, so remember her for later on. Now, Sammy's player build, an undercover Dooney Demon, level 9 million, field boss, fine, spicy Latina shorty. She always came to class late with a smoothie and a bag of Takis. She gave me this Hispanic candy one time. It was trash, but it's okay. I'm always open to try some more. Even though we were close friends back then, I had a little crush on Sammy, you know what I'm saying? She knew I wanted to clap them little buns, but back then, I wasn't so visually blessed in her eyes, if you know what I mean. So that's the reason why she wasn't really rocking with the kid, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Or it could have been my mixtape I showed her.
Let a nigga smash. Let a nigga beat up on them booty cheeks. Bruise up them booty cheeks.
Let me see if y'all catch what I'm about to say. 3 weeks later. Yes, 3. Not even a whole month after receiving the car. One day after school, after talking to Sammy a little bit at the carpool waiting area, she walks over to her ride, which is, you know, a red truck. I left into the parking lot to go to my car. And let me tell y'all how unexperienced and stupid I was. So there was a 3-way exit where I had to make a complete stop and look both ways before going into the street, right? And at the time, I thought I had it all figured out. I thought to myself, oh, it's no biggie. I'm just going 2 miles per hour right now. Let me just, read this text real quick. I gotta hit the brakes in the next 7 seconds, so I'll just stop the car in 6 without looking. It's common sense, right? Common sense would tell you, 1, keep your eyes on the road, and the text can wait till you get home. So I look down at my phone and read the text. And as I'm approaching the exit into the street, which is supposed to be 7 seconds away, I get my foot ready, and next thing I know, I got lost in the sauce of the text. Next thing I know, 1 second turns into 3, 3 turns into 5, 5 turns into 7, 7 turns into 8. You know what's crazy? Whole front of my car cut clean off. I look over to see who hit me, and it was the same red truck that I seen before that Sammy got in. I'm like, boy, ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy. Is that Sammy's truck? Are you kidding me? All the damage I did was put a dent and scrape the side of the truck? How does that even add up? So he hit me with the truck, but it was my fault. Mind you, this was my first accident ever. So while all of this was going on, I'm losing my marbles. I ain't know what to do. Soon as her dad got out the car, I did too. And oddly, he walked up to me in the calmest manner, which kind of left me confused because like, why are you not pissed? I'm actually confused. He was asking me about like money and insurance claims. And at the time, I ain't know what bro was talking about. So I was like, insurance? I'm not sure of this instance and how to handle it myself. So I called my dad and he was on the way. Next thing I know, Sammy gets out the car with her little sisters. And I'm thinking like, oh, this girl finna kill me, bruh. Her blood finna be boiling, big fella. But what confused me again was that she walked up to me in a calm manner too. In fact, during our conversation, whole time, Sammy was laughing about it. Not even the tiniest bit of anger came out of this girl. Like, what in the yuck is going on with this family? She was telling me about how I shouldn't worry about it because her dad's a mechanic, so he'll do the work on his truck himself. And if I need my car done, come to him. You know, it's gonna cost some money, duh. And how we're gonna look back at this one day and laugh about it. And that's exactly what happened 4 years later in a Target parking lot. I kid you not. My dad pulls up, and before I went to go get instructions from him, I asked Sammy why her dad wasn't pissed, because I was actually, you know, genuinely confused and curious on why her dad wasn't about to rip my head off or something. And she was like, oh no, he's pissed. Yeah, he cursed you out in Spanish in the car and called you the N-word several times. I really couldn't say anything right before he bottled it up and walked out his truck. So fast forward 2 months later, or however long it was after that, that was less than 6 months, and that's how I got here. Now y'all know how I got here. It's about time y'all know how I got here. Somebody, anybody, that's how I got here. Oh! Public bathrooms. I only use them if I have to. In fact, I try to avoid them at all costs because I don't know who, where, or what has went down in said bathroom. And if not cleaned properly, you never know what horrible things you might find in there, like diseases, rats, predators. Hey, how did you get in here? Maybe I'm just paranoid. I'm the type of person where I don't care where I'm at. If I have to use the bathroom really bad and the only place that's available is a public bathroom, I will try my best to hold it in until I get to the house, which is actually an extremely hard task because you ever held in a deuce so long that your stomach starts to hurt? Oh, I don't know how to tell you this, sir, but there seems to be some sort of mass in your stomach, like some sort of rock or parasite. What do you mean, Doc? All I did was hold in my crap. I don't know if you believe in Jesus or not, but you better start praying to him because you're about to die. Die? Yes, we can start the operation immediately if you'd like. Hey, Doc, I got those gut pliers for the operation you asked for. Doctor, what was the cause of his death? I guess he held in his crap too long. Well, that sounds like a crap ton of paperwork we gotta do. So back in 10th grade, one day I was sitting in my math class holding in a chocolate load trying to wait till I got home to drop this nuclear bomb in the Bermuda Triangle. And this was something I knew that was gonna happen because I decided to eat the chili with the beans 2 times over at lunch a couple hours prior. Like, I really hold myself, bruh. I wanted to use the bathroom so bad, but back then our bathrooms were atrocious, bruh. Like, they were clean, but they weren't clean. If you know, you know. Now don't get me wrong, the bathroom in school isn't just for dropping Snicker bars in toilets and splashing toxic body fluids into a tunnel. Only the real ones know that the school bathrooms are sanctuaries where all the magic happens. Well, unless you got Fleece Johnson in your class, then run. Take your time. Where I'm from, people used to shoot dice in the bathroom, people used to fight in the bathroom, people freestyled in the bathroom, people smoked crack in the bathroom. We didn't do that one in the bathroom, but still, by now you should know the vibes. The school bathroom was the place where we could all do what we wanted and have the highest chance of not getting caught by the administrators unless they walk in. And if you had a closed door public bathroom back at school, then get out of here, you privileged piece of shit. Hater alert! In the beginning of this, I really thought I could channel my inner Karapika and try to hide my power with the utmost confidence, believing that I could do it. So in the first 10 minutes of holding it in this 2-hour class period, easy, 20 minutes pass, piece of cake. 30 more minutes roll by, I'm built different. Another 30 minutes pass by, future, life is good. I went a whole hour and 30 minutes holding it in. My bowels were built mechanically correct. Plus I had 30 more minutes until class ends, so I thought that the last 30 minutes would be a breeze. Until I started feeling like crap. I was suffering in my chair trying to fight the pain because I really didn't want to go to the bathroom. But that did not last long because I ended up like SpongeBob when he went over Sandy's house.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Surrounded by my disgusting toxic air created by my insides, I felt at peace. And you know, the most silent creatures on the planet are the people who are already sitting on the toilet when you enter the public restroom. I'm creatures. One problem though, the toilet paper I used to put over the seats was the last bit on the roll.
My nigga.
All right, so this video is basically a continuation of a story I told a month ago about how back in high school I got in a fight, and instead of getting sent to alternative school because of their zero tolerance policy, I got sent to in-school suspension because of the help of my mom. Now, tell me if I'm tweaking or not. Is it odd that I thought that I would enjoy it? You enjoyed it? You know what? Stay right there. I got something for you. Hey, Reggie, pop the trunk. No, where you going?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Dang, he gone. Who am I gonna get these two now? For most people, for their first impression before going in-school suspension was like jail. But to me, it was vacation because our in-school suspension wasn't normal. How? Because before I got sent there, I would always walk past the room on the 11th grade hall thinking people in there was probably playing hide and go torture with Jason or something. But nah, I saw like people on their phones, throwing airplanes, talking out loud to the administrator, all the above. And we knew he didn't care what was going on because he the one allowing it. If that's what they call prison in there, then alternative school must be paradise. Let an administrator come up to me talking about some, son, you got IS, I'm already packed. Why are we still here? And see, that's what always left me confused walking past that door, cause like, bruh, you're not supposed to go into ISS with a chair, shades, and a glass of wine in your hand. Like, you supposed to walk up in there like it's a Beyond Scared Straight episode or something. I tell y'all one thing, I hated going to my regular classes anyway, so this was gonna be a piece of cake. What you staring at, son? You must like something you see. Pause. Take a seat before you start drooling. I ain't the only thing you're gonna be staring at for hours. Who is this? What happened to the fun dude? All right, so the old administrator watching over y'all was let go back into his coaching position, so I'm here to take his place. Y'all are to address me as Mr. Sullivan. Aw, crap. Talk about wrong place, wrong time. At all times, you face forward in your chair and do not turn around unless told to. No talking, no looking around. I don't even want to see you breathe. Dang, I can't even breathe? That's tough. When you're done with your work sent from your classes, tell me and I'll come get your papers. Don't put your head on that desk and go to sleep. You are to stare at that wall in the cubicle. Dang, my neck finna have a six-pack. If you got a question, raise your hand while still facing forward in your chair and I will answer it accordingly. Wow, this starting to really feel like jail. Might as well go ahead and get my NBA YoungBoy starter pack ready. You are to come back every day until your sentence is up. If you violate any rules, then your sentence will be extended. Do I make myself clear? Give me the old guy back. Before I got in there, I'm thinking I'm finna have the time of my life. But no, the school decided to pull a Uno reverse card on me, and now I'm stuck with major pain. There wasn't finna be no phones, no airplanes, no loud talking. The only thing I liked about this whole thing was that I got 2 weeks worth of work in advance to do, so I was ahead of everybody in all my classes. That kept me busy, and that the ISS inmates got to go to lunch way before everybody. You gonna eat that? If you don't get your here, bruh, dang. Big hungry. So after the school straight hoed me by getting rid of the original administrator, my first day was straight butt cheeks. The only entertainment I had was chip, penny, and used napkin. Wait, what was the napkin used for? He probably used it after beating his dick. That was my only entertainment for the first day. But Mr. Sullivan, you fool, you messed up by giving me the power to pick my own seat. Because little did he know, I picked the cubicle spot I was in for a reason. His desk was in the middle of the room surrounded by the cubicles. So the spot I picked was directly in his front view with my back facing him, so he couldn't see anything I was doing on my desk. I used the first day as an observation day and noticed that he doesn't ever get up and walk around and check on us. That's right, real bosses don't talk. They sit back and observe. So, since I set up everything perfectly from the start, the game plan for me to not get bored was that every day before I walk in, instead of having my phone in my pockets, I'd put my phone in the front of my pants with my drawers holding it up. So when I sit down, I grab a book and act like I'm doing work. Put the phone on my lap and cover it up with my shirt. When I'm ready to use it, I uncover the phone with my shirt very slowly. And if I hear him getting up out of his chair or if an administrator walks in, cover the phone back up quickly and slide it back into my pants. I did this for the next 3 days without getting caught. I ain't choose finessing, finessing chose me. All things went indubitably. Until the 4th day when everything went downhill. On that day, I walked in and went to my cubicle, did the same routine like I always did, and keep in mind, this was my second to last day because my sentence was only 5 days. So I'm like, bet, I don't got long before my sentence is up. So far has been a piece of cake. What do I gotta worry about? I uncover my phone, go on Snapchat, looked at my friend's story, and
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga!
I forgot to turn down my volume. Stupid. Don't try to hide it. Bring it on up. Do I get it back at the end of the day? Oh, no. This is going to the office, and your parents can come pick it up. Plus, you're getting an extra day added to your sentence. Come on, man. I need my phone for practice and work. What about emergencies? Can't you just let it slide one time? Oh, you an athlete. What you play? Football, running back. Ah, so we got a football player. Well, I'm a coach myself, so I'ma do you a solid. I'll give you this phone back if you do 100 push-ups right now. Now, if you watched the video I talked about in the beginning that was technically a part 1 to this story, then you know that football training had me built like a gladiator. But what I didn't let be known was that this story was around the time when I started to lose passion for football because my coaches and my teammates were doing me dirty, treating me like crap. And because of it, I stopped putting effort in football practices and weightlifting months prior to this, riding the season out, and was getting ready to quit, which resulted in me getting weaker over time. I ain't want to do the push-ups because I knew the toll it would take on my body after I hit the 60th push-up. I knew it was gonna be hell for me, but that didn't matter because if I refused them, then I wouldn't get my phone back. And you got me effed up if you think I'm finna miss out on this rare opportunity. Talk about horrible timing, because if this had been 7 months prior, 100 push-ups would have been a piece of cake. So I decided, you know what? Let's just get this over with. I put my pride to the side, focused, and started my push-ups. Come on, you almost there. If you give up, I'm not giving up this phone. You supposed to be on the football team? It don't seem like it. Do you even work out at practice? Who knows? What you do behind closed doors is beyond me. Anyways, here's your phone, and you gonna need this too, champ. We all had a favorite sport growing up. My main 4 was skateboarding, wrestling, basketball, and football. What was yours? My first love, despite my height, was basketball because during my childhood, I always dreamed of being in the NBA because of my 2 inspirations, 2008 Chicago Bulls Derrick Rose and 2012 Chicago Bulls Nate Robinson. Now, not gonna lie, in my elementary and middle school days, I was doo-doo brown water, trash, actually bad. Nigga, I had Flight Reacts' premium deluxe exclusive package. I was a 55 overall with 0 badges. During them years, the only thing I was good for was popping threes anywhere on the court. I was like Steph Curry, but without the skill and the height. I couldn't dribble, I couldn't make layups, my basketball IQ was terrible. I was so bad that the only playtime I got was the last 30 seconds of the 15-minute games we played at practices. I was so bad that I averaged negative 20 points per game. How do you average negative 20 points per game? I need to retire. But With my burning passion for winning and my undeniable will to never give up after taking so many L's over the years, despite my height, 5'6", by the time I got to high school, I became extraordinary at the sport over time. And I also played football at the time, so that helped out too. Every L, every embarrassment, every discouragement led to me sharpening my skills even more. There's nothing more satisfying than playing a sport that isn't made for you and still being not built different, but being built actively superior. But see, here's the thing. I tried out for the basketball team 6 times throughout my childhood. 2 times in middle school when I was still terrible, and 4 times in high school after becoming built actively superior. However, despite being actively superior over everyone over time when I got to high school, I never made any of the teams because of 3 things. Favoritism, my bad first impression from middle school that stuck with me up until high school, and the bane of my existence, anxiety. If you experience this, you know how I feel. Anxiety was the one thing that limited me in every aspect of my life. I really can't say much about middle school, but during the end of high school, when it came to playing some randoms in PE class that were actually good, I dominated. I was a great player. But at actual tryouts, I was always in my head because of the past traumatic L's I took. The sheer lack of confidence in my abilities on real teams because of my anxiety were the sole reasons why at majority of the tryouts, I was still a terrible player. I worried more about trying to not mess up the drills than I did trying to actually do the drills correctly. I worried more about trying to look like I knew what I was doing than just doing it by nature. I don't know, bruh. I just couldn't tap into that same actively superior ability from PE class when I got to tryouts. I struggled with this from the time I walked onto a middle school court and up to the time I walked off a high school court for the very last time. My most memorable tryout of the 6 was the 3rd ever basketball tryouts. I remember it was 9th grade year, I was 15, and all summer I had been sharpening my skills after 2 years of embarrassment. I was chilling outside the building, and before I went inside the gym, I thought I was in my bag. I found out real quick that high school basketball was way different than what I was used to at the time. Bruh, I felt like a lucky college player fresh into the NBA with no prior NBA knowledge. I walked inside and I saw this one annoying nigga named AZ that made my early school years a struggle. Like, I've known this dude since 4th grade, and AZ was the type of person that would do anything at any cost just to make himself look good around other people. Like, he was the loudest person in the room. He always picked on people that were easy targets and were not his size. Anybody that didn't know how to roast back, anybody that didn't know how to fight, anybody that didn't have a status, anybody that was smaller or weaker than him, you name it, he went for it. Not even 30 seconds after I walked inside, the first thing I hear from him was, "You might as well take your ass home. You don't belong here." And for a split second, I played tug of war with my nerves like, should I ignore it or rip this nigga's lungs out his chest? You got lucky this time. So after the stretches and free hooping, coach walks in like, "Let's go." We're gonna call him Coach Taylor. Now, honestly, I ain't like Coach Taylor, but that's for another story. He walked in, gathered everybody together, did the roll call for everybody, and tells everybody to get ready for running and drills. And for all my people out there that are watching this and are thinking about trying out, take notes on what I'm about to say. In basketball tryouts, at first, what the coach looks for is, are you coachable? Are you able to do the basics successfully, like layups, passings, anything of that nature? And most importantly, can you do basic defense? Secondly, are you good at the game in an actual game versus just doing the drills right? That's why coaches after drills and runnings always be doing 5-on-5s just to test that theory. Most people see those 5-on-5s as just 5-on-5s, but don't be fooled. Those tryout 5-on-5s are just an indirect way for the coaches to predetermine who's already going to be on the team. If you do great on a 5-on-5, you might as well just pick up a jersey because you already on the team, my boy. Before we started the 5-on-5, we did layup and defense drills. We all got in the line. I was confident, calm, and collected. The only thing that was on my mind was don't mess up, just lay up the ball and keep it pushing. So when I got to the front of the line, bruh passed me the ball and I ran down the court. So many eyes was staring at me because of my middle school days, because they were the same boys I went to the middle school with, and I hated every single one of them. When it came to the judgment of basketball skill, they were cutthroat. Hey, I don't gangbang, but these dudes were technically my ops. Even so, I ain't let nothing bring me down. So I get to the hoop and I lay up the ball. I missed the freaking layup. Forgive me, guy sensei. How do you train for 3 months and still can't make a layup? Bruh, my anxiety shot up to the roof. The pain I felt running back to that line was something I'll probably never forget, because the moment I missed that layup, I had flashbacks to middle school when the same thing happened. For the rest of the drills, my whole body was shaking and I was in my head. Like I said before, I was worried more about not trying to mess up the drills than I did actually trying to do the drills correctly. All the niggas I went to middle school with looked at me like, some things don't change, do they? And Coach Taylor was disappointed. And after that, it was like a domino effect. I did horrible in defense drills, the playmaking drills, the pull-up jumper drills, everything after. It was most definitely torture. And that same anxiety and chain of mess-ups carried all the way into the 5-on-5s. Crunch time. Of course, on my team, I got picked last, but honestly, I didn't care at that point because it was clear as day that I wasn't gonna make it. But this was my last chance to fight my anxiety and show coach the real progress I made over the summer. Team 3, you up? My anxiety was still the size of a planet, but it was my time to shine and I ain't have no time to waste. I was shaking like a wet dog at a pool party because I knew I had to do something spectacular to the ops before I left there with the element of surprise. A pull-up jumper on the ops, an ankle breaker on the ops maybe. I gotta pull something out the bag. Shoot, they already think I'm garbage when I'm not. I'm just in my head. I get on that court and we start the game with a full court press, and I ain't gonna lie, nobody passed the ball to your boy for about a good 5 minutes. I was about one step away from just walking off the court, because at this point, I'm just prolonging the inevitable and wasting my time because I knew well that I'm already cut from the team until somebody actually passed me the ball. When I tell you that in the 5 seconds that I had the ball in my hand, I've never panicked so hard in my life. I had 2 choices, either pass the ball or pull up on the ops from the 3-point line. I went with the catch and shoot jumper, but I was losing my mind because I knew if I missed this shot, I would never get the ball passed to me again and would have to retire for good. So I put every ounce of energy I had into that one shot. I really pulled up on the ops at basketball practice. I may have made that one shot during tryouts, but a week later, I got cut from the roster. That same day, I went home and I cried my eyes out in my dad's arms because I really wanted to just be on an official basketball team for once in my life. Every year after that I tried out, I got better and better, dominating everybody at the local basketball gym and PE class. But the same anxiety cycle that destroyed my gameplay whenever I tried out for an actual team repeated every year. And I suffered getting cut from the team every year because of it. If you're somebody out there watching this that deals with anxiety of any kind like I do, here's a tip that I've been using ever since my first year at college to free myself of this anxiety. Constantly put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Whatever causes that anxiety that you're feeling, put yourself in it and fight it to build that confidence so that same anxiety that once ruled your life will slowly leave. Because remember this, pressure makes diamonds. See, anxiety is like a bully. It'll continue to torment you until you put your foot down and stand up for yourself. Only difference between anxiety and a real bully is that anxiety don't got no body to fight you with them hands. It's all in the mind, y'all, which if trained properly is the strongest asset we have. I'd rather have a strong mind than a strong body. So remember, constantly put yourself in uncomfortable situations, no matter how uncomfortable it feels, so that you can train your mind to overcome that anxiety. Because remember, pressure makes diamonds. I've made some dumb decisions in my life, but this one has got to be absolutely, positively, undeniably the dumbest. I never thought once in my life where I'd be so down bad, no, down catastrophic, to the point where it would get me fired from my job. So back in 2018, I used to work at this chicken joint after school. Not gonna say what the name is, I'll just, leave a hint, figure it out. Y'all are smart people. Well, some of y'all. Remember this video? Yeah, this was the job I got after this story took place, and I worked there from 2016 to 2018. Now, fast forward to 2018, the year of my employment demise. One day, an hour before work, I'm in my room preparing to get this paper, doing what needs to be done. All of a sudden, I'm awoken out of my slumber to a door being shut and people walking upstairs. So first thing that come to my mind is, why are there so many footsteps I'm hearing? Like, my mama ain't have that many kids. I'm confuzzled. So I gets up and go sees if the FBI is about to open up, just to be surprised at the group of people I saw chilling in the living room upstairs. My brother, my group of friends at the time, and my girl at the time, which happened to be a part of the group too. She for the team, she for the team. We were a very dysfunctional group of people, but that's a story for another day. Anywho, turns out my brother invited everybody over to hang out after getting permission from my dad, who was at work. You know who else was about to go to work? Me. You know who else wanted to hang out with my friends and girl instead of getting this paper? Me, nigga. Hey, this nigga dumb as fuck. And on top of that, you know what the driving force for me wanting to hang out with my friends and girl that night was, instead of getting that acquired currency? That driving force was my girl after everyone was gone or asleep, giving me that Gawk 9000 dishwasher triple deluxe spaghetti with extra sauce top ramen double leaf blower. Ay, que rico. I kid you not, that was our routine after every hangout session. After work or on off days, after everybody would leave, my brother and sister would go into their rooms and sleep. Before my parents got home, she'd send me to the shadow realm in the gulag, and then I'd send her back to the war zone. But why that day of all days, I put my pleasure before my priorities? I was ready to risk it all after seeing them having fun, bruh. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. It's like I was fiending for both of my pleasures. So I put on my size 11.5 work shoes and my uniform, got in the whip, and left 30 minutes before work. Got to the parking lot and used the last 20 minutes coming up with the most elaborate plan to get sent home from work early, acting like I was sick. I knew these bags under my eyes would come in handy someday. The plan was go in, act sick as a dog, get sent home. I don't gotta worry about my parents because they don't get home till late at night. So after I send her back to the war zone and slide back to the cribbo, before they get home, I'll hit them with a little, I need to go to the doctor, get the note, go back to work. Boom, perfecto. What could go wrong? Everything went wrong. All my bosses were there that day. We had a non-stop rush, and my sickness wasn't fooling them. It's like they knew I was faking, or they just didn't care. Cause I tried acting sick to the core, bruh. Like, I tried acting stomach virus sick, like the Rona sick. I even worked slow and went to go cough in the back loud as fuck every 30 seconds, all in a non-stop rush. They got so sick of my shiz that they fired me, and I don't blame them. Y'all wanna know how the conversation went with the bosses I hated the most when they called me in the office before firing me? You got anything to get off your chest before we let you go? Yeah. You, I hate you, but you mad sexy. I ain't gonna lie, that thing thangin' back there. You, I hate you too. You can actually go choke on a grape and jump off a bridge. No lie, no cap, no deceit. It went along those lines. So I slides back to the cribbo, happy, but mad like shiz, boy. Cause I gotta tell my parents later on that I got fired. I walk inside thinking the plan hasn't completely stopped yet. I'm about to do my thug dizzle. And then, it was at this moment that I knew it was about to go down. I guess I wasn't the only one that came home early that day. My dad walked out his room looking confuzzled, my boy. Blank his face, no expression. He saw me see him, seeing me seeing him. He like, and why are you home so early? Oh my gosh, I don't think y'all understand the fear running through my body on the inside at that exact moment. But on the outside, I'm playing it cordial, trying to keep this act up because I knew my dad would always stay in his room and barely come out after work. So I really thought I could finesse him into going back into his room and leaving me alone. They sent me home early because of a migraine. I think I'm a little sick, but I'll be okay. I just need to lay down for a couple hours. That didn't work. My dad ain't stupid. This man activated the unique skill, ultra common sense. He looked up, heard the noise, and realized who was upstairs. Looked back down at me, pieced everything together. Checkmate. Oh, okay. then just go to your room. Man, in my head, I was like, turn up. He was finna go to his room, and I'm finna do my thug dick. And don't come out for the rest of the night.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hey, everybody, Devonte's sick, so say goodbye to him for the night. He gonna be in his room. Look who's not coming out their room now. You know, God got a crazy way of teaching people lessons, because for the rest of the night, I sat in the crack of the door, listening to them having fun without me. No hangout, no hangout. No meow, no meow. Moral of the story, take care of your priorities before you take care of your pleasure. You gotta do what you have to do before you do what you want to do. All right, y'all, so I'm finna go bust down on some organic apples, ginger tea, and watch some anime. Love y'all niggas, Mellow Mafia for life. And remember, love yourself, not limit yourself. So, if you've been on my channel for a long time, you know I tell y'all about some of the most exciting times of my life. But what really scuffs my Timbs is the fact that I've never told y'all about one of the most terrifying times of my life, which was a result of two of my lifelong fears to this day: needles and wood. Yes, needles and wood. Let me explain myself. Growing up, I was always a naturally strong kid, and my mom would always tell me about the times that she witnessed my strength as a young kid. One of those times being when I got my first shot at 1 year old. I was at the doctor's office being held down by two nurses, a doctor, and my mom herself, refusing to get that shot. And you're probably wondering, why did it take 4 people to hold down an infant trying to get a shot? Shouldn't it be easy to hold down a 1-year-old so he can get his shot? Well, according to my mama, I was actually a sand baby with a power level of 100,000 at 1 year old. So don't be surprised if you see me in the next Dragon Ball movie next to Broly in a sand pod, pimp slapping him in base form while he's at his strongest form. I don't want to hear no complaining, or you gonna have to see me at the Tournament of Power. To sum it up, for some reason, I was just a strong little nigga, bro. Like, they were struggling to hold me down at 1, bro. Like, they all need to hit the gym. From that day forth, I hated needles. Now let's fast forward to the day that would ruin it all for me. So this story actually takes place a long time ago, back when I was in like elementary school. It was a weekend day, so no school. And around those times, I was heavily invested in the PC gaming, playing MMORPGs. If you don't know what that means, it's massively multiplayer online roleplay games. And honestly, I prefer PC over console, even though I was a console player when I was younger than that. But to keep it a buck 50 with you, in my opinion, MMORPGs were 1,000 times better than console games. All my PC players hardcore can vouch for me, because it's literally like logging into another world. For example, if you haven't watched Sword Art Online, watch it, because that's what MMORPGs are like. Some of my favorites consisted of Mabinogi, Fusion Fall, Dragon Ball Online, Free Realms, Vindictus, Dragon Nest, Wizard 101, RuneScape, Toontown, Ion, Blade and Soul, Dungeon Fighter, Maple Story, DC Universe Online, Warframe, Fiesta Online, Guild Wars, Final Fantasy XIV, Champions Online, Neverwinter, Black Desert Online, Flip, Terra, Saint Seiya Online, and the list goes on. Nigga, I'm with all that. As you can see, I was extremely addicted to them, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm a hardcore gamer to this day. I'm sitting in the living room at the family desk on the family computer playing some Fusion Fall, because growing up we only had one computer for the house until I got to middle school, so me and my siblings had to take turns. Now keep in mind, around this time I was still afraid of needles because of all the shots I got leading up to this point. And my 10-year-old brain back then only thought you could get splinters from like trees and thorns from bushes, or basically anything made of real wood, which is true. So anything that looked like fake wood to me was okay to me, because I knew it was fake. But I wasn't like scared of wood, you know? I didn't take it serious enough. Like, I wasn't as cautious of wood like I am now, because before this happened, I never truly experienced getting a splinter. So I would touch wood freely without a care in the world, as long as it looked like fake wood. Did I physically check to see all the time? No, which was my downfall. As I'm playing the game, I get a message in-game from one of my homies over at the Kids Next Door treehouse, literally. And he's like, hey yo, I'm at a boss fight right now at a party. If you wanna link up after and do some quest, I'm down. I was like, I'm ready when you are. I'll just be AFK over here at the Ice King's place, literally. Just teleport to me when you're done. And also keep in mind the chair I was sitting in was a 360 rolling chair, so I can move freely on carpet or hardwood floors and spin around in my chair freely. So as I'm patiently waiting for the homie to finish and to teleport to me, I'm swaying back and forth in my chair using the wood desk as my propeller with my fingers. The first sway, regular speed, nothing happened. The second sway, I sped up because it started feeling like a circus ride. The third sway, I'm getting a little too propeller happy, so I start pressuring down harder, gliding my finger across the desk. And when the fourth sway happened, something felt a little off about it, because this time when I glided my hand across the wooden desk, it felt like a bee sting.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I look down at my finger and I see a black spot at the top, and my heart dropped down to my anus. I was losing my mind. I was paranoid. I don't know if I was just overreacting, but like I started seeing things, bro. Like I looked down at the desk and it was looking at me like, my dad was at work and my siblings couldn't help me, so I went to the only person that was at home and could help me. My mom! I call for her, she walks out her room, and I'm like, Ma, is this desk real? Yes. At that point, I was just freaking out like, Ma, I think I got a splinter. I think I got a splinter. Look at my finger. What do? I can just leave it in there, right? And it won't cause any damage, right? Kinda, maybe, sorta. Help me! Help me! Mama! Oh nah, you can't leave it in there. I can get it out though. Whew. With a hot needle.
What did you say, nigga?
I gotta get it out or you're gonna get gangrene and have to get your finger amputated. Amputated? What you talking about, mama? It means they'll have to cut your finger off. Nani? And I gotta put some flames on the needle to sterilize it so you won't get infected. Bruh, when my mom told me those things, I was losing my mind. Not because of the amputation talk, but because of the needle. I was terrified. We talking about a pointy needle going deep inside my flesh. That joint hurt. I think I was more scared of the pain than the needle. Before she started the procedure, I could hear my thoughts telling me, my Buddha, it must be done for the way. You are going to learn today what a long needle looks like. She sits me down while I'm crying, grabs her needle and her lighter, heats up the top of the needle until it's sterilized, grabs my hand. Boy, I haven't even touched you with the needle yet. Okay. From that day forward, wood of any kind was my enemy. To this day, I taught myself how to distinguish between real and fake wood, but regardless, I'm still cautious and sometimes I get a little paranoid around both. So if you ever need somebody to move furniture or anything wood related, don't be surprised when I show up with oven mitts on and gloves at the same time, and just know I ain't finna be baking no cookies. Not only did this experience toughen me up for similar events like this where I had to get it out myself later on, but this made me appreciate her even more because despite me crying over the pain that was about to come, she saved me from having to have an even greater pain before it could happen. In context, my mama did what she had to do to make sure her baby was okay with tough love. And I thank her for that. If you're blessed enough to have a mom or dad, be thankful, because not many people have moms or dads that will go the extra mile to do that. Some people don't have parents at all. So if you do, cherish them while they're here, because at the end of the day, they're still your mom and dad. And one day, they're gonna be gone.